Meet Annie the analyst. It's Monday at 8 a.m., and Annie is ready for the day. They are an all-source analyst and divides their time between high and low networks. Thankfully, their team recently purchased Google Workspace and Gemini for Google Workspace, so they're able to do their job a lot more efficiently. Annie uses Google Docs to quickly jot down notes, URLs, and ideas while reading articles and reports related to Farlandia, a new Asian state, and the impact of the upcoming elections. They're also able to share these notes with teammates. Annie remembers that with Gemini for Google Workspace, they can use the side panel to gather any data that's already been created. With this, Annie's able to quickly summarize the existing assets, saving them hours scoring through data. With Gemini's right side panel, Annie types in "summarize the report on Asian politics." And just like that, Annie can quickly copy and paste the summary into their notes document. Now Annie feels prepared to create the assigned report. After gathering all the notes and historical data into a doc, Annie uses Gemini for Google Workspace to summarize their document, which Annie can use as the description of the meeting they will be scheduling with their boss and the executive summary portion of the assessment they will write. Annie quickly creates a new document using the agency's assessment template that's been created via custom variables. Here, Annie can quickly fill in the additional variable fields, such as the date, and paste the executive summary required to complete the assessment. Notice, as Annie moves their way through the document, they are completing the variable fields. Each time Annie fills in a variable field, the matching fields are automatically updated throughout the document. Before scheduling time with their boss, Annie jumps into the COI chat space and assigns Ally Sam to review the assessment by the end of the day. While Annie is patiently waiting Sam's edit, they use the Meetbot to schedule a meeting with Doc Emmett Brown, their boss. Annie types in @meet, schedule time with Doc Emmett Brown tomorrow at 1 p.m. The Meetbot plays calendar Tetris for Annie and finds the next available dates and times both Annie and Doc are free to meet. Annie chooses option A. Annie opens the calendar invite and add Hank from the think tank to the meeting to review the assessment and the briefing deck. Annie recrafts the meeting title and sends out the calendar invite. Annie sees that Sam has added a few comments, and he's able to quickly address Sam's comments and begin the approval flow process. Now, normally, Annie knows approvals would take place on the high side. However, they're going to put Google Workspace to the test by setting up an approval flow where everyone will be notified when it's their turn to approve. Annie enables the approval flow process, assigns the approver to Doc and the due date, which locks the assessment for further editing while Doc approves. While waiting for the assessment to be approved by all necessary parties, Annie leverages Gemini for Google Workspace to effortlessly generate custom images without having to manually search through the agency's pre-approved stock images. Using the Help Me Create prompt, Annie types in black and white image of a wolf on top of a sheep and is able to quickly resize the image before moving on. Prior to moving the assessment and briefing deck to the high side, Annie joins a meeting with Doc Emmett Brown and Hank from the think tank to review the assets. The team uses Google Meet, and Annie's able to turn on translated closed captions so they can read along in Spanish. Hello, foreign language bonus. Annie checks on Doc's approval status and sees that the file has been approved. Now that the assessment is approved and ready for the high side, Annie moves the assessment into the Vanish folder, which automatically moves the material into the high side. With the power of Google Workspace, Annie just saved herself countless hours of manual work. Next stop, PDB. And now Annie is ready to attend the happy hour with her coworkers.